Hi everyone, how are you? Hi again, my name is Marla, and I'm a certified paralegal, and I want to come to you. This is the second segment of copyright creative expression, and I just want to talk about what constitutes originality. This is something that we creators here on YouTube are constantly battling and trying to be original. That is the purpose of YouTube, is to be original and to be a creator. And what can you do and what can you do? What does it mean by originality? So we're just going to talk about originality. And bear in mind, I'm only a paralegal. I cannot give you legal advice. I can only read an excerpt from a book or a case law, or I maybe do a little bit of commenting and sharing of ideas. So please just take this as an educational tool. I will talk about fair use law and what is allowed in fair use law. To begin, I'm just going to talk about originality and where it started. There is a popular case, a court case of 2017 that held that We Shall Overcome lacked sufficient new creative elements to qualify for copyright. This case is a copyright in We Shall Overcome, a slightly revised version of the song We Will Overcome, which is now in the public domain, was registered in 1960 and renewed in 1988. The copyright holder exercised considerable power over the work for decades, but in a declaratory judgment action brought by the filmmakers, the court held that it lacked sufficient new creative elements, and it said more specifically the changes of will or shall and down to deep and the melodic differences in the opening measures and the seventh measure do not create a distinguishable variation. These differences represent variations of the piece that are standard fare in the music trade by any competent musician. That was what the court said. A work is not protected unless it is original, created by the author with at least a minimal spark of originality. Like, I consider myself very original. And that was 17 USC section 102A under the Feist publication versus Rummeltel Service Co. 499 US 340 369 1991. Originality has two distinct requirements. To be original means that a work is independently created by the author as opposed to copied from other works, and that it possesses at least some minimal degree of creativity. Feist publications, unable to reach an agreement with Rural, simply copied the listing in its own regional directory. The Supreme Court held that Feist did not copy material that is protected by copyright because there is no creativity in making the listing. Feist held that originality is required not just by the copyright statute, but by the Constitution. Congress has the power to grant exclusive right to authors in their writings. Such words presuppose a degree of originality. The originality requirement has two important effects. First, a work that lacks originality is not protected by copyright. Although it is pretty easy to show the necessary originality, a white pages phone listing, a list of customers, a mechanically produced copy of the 18th century pirate map all lack originality. and so are not copyrighted. But a hack novel, a clumsy drawing, or an awful song are all sufficiently creative to be copyrighted. Likewise, creative additions to pre-existing material qualify for copyright. So a creative arrangement of the list of customers of a creative 2009 adaptation of the 18th century map is copyrighted. Second, non-original elements of the work are not protected. A book may be copyrighted, but non-original elements like facts and elements in the book not created by the author may be freely copied without infringing the copyright. One could freely copy the names of the customers or the data from the underlying map, just not the creative addition of the author. So what does independent creation constitute? That is for the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy learning about the what originality constitutes. If you like that, if you are more interested in copyright, I urge you to buy the book Intellectual Property by Stephen M. McJohn. I make no commission off of this, but this is purely for educational purposes to educate the YouTube community who is creating videos and being original. Thank you for watching, and if you like and if you want to support me and more videos like this, please go to k4699.myubam.com and buy some books for your kids to keep learning and growing and promoting wonder in your kids' lives. So support me by visiting k4699.myubam.com and like and subscribe this video. Also, go to CubanGoddessBookLady.com and please subscribe to my newsletter, which is the best newsletter anyone can ever get in this life, by email. Thank you very much, and